Welcome to Iconic Leadership, the podcast for female entrepreneurs who know they're here to lead, not just build a business. This show is for women stepping into the Alpha Queen era, where leadership becomes identity, power is embodied, and success is created from the inside out. Here, we explore sovereign leadership, expansion, vision, purpose, business, and the inner work that is required to build an empire that fits the woman you are becoming. Strategy matters, but who you are matters more. I'm Karissa Atkins, and this is Iconic Leadership. Welcome to the new standard of the Alpha Queen power. Hey, ladies, what's up? And welcome back to another amazing episode of Iconic Leadership. I'm your host, Karissa Atkins, and today we are talking about something that almost no one is actually addressing when it comes to leadership, confidence, visibility, and building something meaningful. So we're talking about why visibility feels heavy. And I don't mean the whole, I just don't feel like posting today type visibility. I mean like the real heavy visibility, issue that's going on. I mean that heavy stuff, right? That pressure in your chest, like exhaustion before you've ever even began, like a subtle internal resistance that doesn't match your ambition. So if visibility feels heavy for you, if posting feels exhausting, if speaking up feels risky, if stepping into bigger rooms makes your chest start to tighten a little bit, there's nothing wrong with you. And you need to hear me very clearly when I say this, okay? I wanted to record this episode because I see this over and over and over again with so many high achieving women. I'm talking brilliant, powerful women, women with ideas and expertise and presence and vision. And they're stuck not because they don't know how to be visible. They're stuck because being visible requires something internally that no one prepares us for. Now, most conversations around visibility are very tactical, right? A lot of coaches would say post more, be consistent, have better hooks, be more confident. And while strategy matters, yes, of course, strategy matters, but it's not the real roadblock. The real roadblock is this. Visibility activates responsibility. And your nervous system is asking a very intelligent question. Can I handle what comes with this visibility? That question changes everything because now we're not just talking about marketing. We're talking about body capacity, identity capacity. Visibility doesn't feel heavy because you're bad at business. It feels heavy because when you are visible, people listen, people judge, people project their fears onto you, people expect things from you. And whether you're consciously thinking about that or not, your body knows. Your body is telling you visibility is not neutral, okay? And it shifts dynamics, right? And powerful women feel that shift before it even happens. And that's why the more powerful a woman is, the heavier visibility can start to feel for some, right? And again, it's not because she's weak, but because she knows her presence matters. She knows her words land when she speaks. She knows influence isn't casual. She knows when she speaks, people move. And that level of impact carries weight. So let's make this conversation, this topic, very practical, right? In business, it looks like this, okay? You know exactly what you want to say, but you don't post. You start gaining momentum and then you disappear. You soften your message so that it's more pleasable and palatable for those around you. You stay relatable instead of authoritative. And you tell yourself you're waiting for clarity. But really, what you're really waiting for is to feel safe on a deep internal nervous system level. And here's the sneaky part. You're not even aware of what waiting for, you're not even aware that you're waiting for safety. Okay. So you think that you need to refine your message. You think it's optimization. You think it's being strategic. But under all of that, right, your system is asking, if I grow, what will be required of me? And that question matters. That doesn't just stay in business. It bleeds everywhere. You start to downplay your success so you don't intimidate people. You over explain yourself so you're not misunderstood. You manage everyone else's emotional experiences before your own. You feel this subtle pressure to either perform or disappear. And here's the part that no badass, ambitious woman wants to really admit. You want impact. You want influence. You want to lead. And part of you also wants to hide. That tension does not mean, you're self-sabotaging. It means your system is protecting you. Your system is working. But let's go deeper. Right? Visibility isn't necessarily all about attention either. It's about responsibility. Responsibility to be interpreted, responsibility to be judged, responsibility to be consistent, responsibility to stand by what you say, responsibility to hold the emotions of people who are activated by you. And if at any point in your life being visible meant being criticized, being misunderstood, being punished, being emotionally responsible for others, being expected to hold everyone and everything together, then your nervous system learned that something very important, right? That being safe just isn't, being seen isn't safe, not intellectually, physically. So when someone says, oh, just post, just show up, just be confident, just walk into the room and network like a champion, right? Consciously, your mind's like, I got this. But your body says, hell no, that's way too risky. Not yet. I'm not ready. And that type of response, right? Yes, it is intelligence. That's your body's intelligence. And it's proactive. It's not weakness. And here's something I've observed after coaching hundreds of women. The more powerful the woman, the heavier visibility often seems because she understands consequence. She understands influence. She understands that leadership means people are affected by her presence. So she hesitates, not because she's incapable, but because she's aware. And awareness without internal capacity can feel very overwhelming. So if visibility feels heavy, I want you to ask yourself this and do not, sugarcoat it, right? So ask yourself, where does being visible feel unsafe? Not inconvenient, not annoying, unsafe. Does being seen feel like, you're being responsible for everyone's feelings? Or you won't be allowed to change your mind, or you'll be trapped in a vision of yourself that you're outgrowing, or you'll be criticized in ways you don't even have capacity for, or you'll have to be on all the time. Most visibility resistance isn't fear of attention. It's fear of obligation. And until you name that, no strategy will ever fix it. So here's the shift. Stop forcing visibility. Start strengthening self-trust. The women who move through this, right, this self-trust, they don't push themselves to be braver. They build internal leadership first. Internal leadership looks like trusting yourself enough to be seen without having to feel like you have to perform. It means setting boundaries without disappearing. It means leading without overgiving, holding authority without collapsing, letting people misunderstand you without rushing to fix it, letting people project onto you without absorbing that shit. And when that foundation is built, ladies, visibility stops feeling like pressure and it starts feeling natural again. So let's expand on this just a minute, okay? So internal leadership means you can tolerate being disliked, you can tolerate being admired. You can tolerate being someone needing you all the time. You can tolerate someone leaving you. You can tolerate success without shrinking. You can tolerate expansion without self-abandoning. That is nervous system capacity. That's emotional capacity. And no Canva template is ever going to build that for you. So, this is why so many women invest in branding, in content strategy, in sales training, and they still, at the end of the day, feel stuck. Because the issue isn't visibility skills. It's not marketing, and pushing your brand out on social media. It's not, typing up the emails and sending them out to your list. It's not speaking on stages. It's not, having a podcast episode, right? It's not about the skills, right? The foundational business marketing skills that scare the shit out of them. It's visibility capacity. So you can know exactly what to do and still not do it. I see this all the time. I mean, literally, I give my clients the how and the what to do. I teach them the how, I break it down step by step. And yet so many women will take that roadmap plan to success and never even execute past strategies or steps 2, 3, and 4 because their system doesn't feel safe holding the outcome. This is why I don't just, teach like post more. Because you can post every freaking day and never ever get a client. I teach women how to hold more, right? More eyes, more money, more responsibility, more authority, more projection, more leadership, more influence. I teach women how to become the woman they need to be, the woman behind the brand, the leader behind the voice. Because if you can't hold it, you won't resist it. I'm sorry, if you can hold it, you won't resist it, right? So let me ask you something gently. If you suddenly doubled your visibility, would you secretly feel overwhelmed? Or would you feel exposed? Would you feel pressure to maintain it? Would you feel like you couldn't fall apart anymore? Like you always had to have your shit together? That right there, that's the work you need to do if you answered yes, or if any part of you lit up a little bit. If I literally was like, okay, let's say you like speaking, right? And you speak to 20 or 30 people all the time. But what if I said, we're going to go and we're going to speak to 15,000 people? Would there be some part of you that's like, whoa, I can't do that? That's overwhelming. I can't, keep up with that pressure, or I can't maintain it, right? If any part of you lit up when we 10x the number, whether it's money or impact or lives or health or whatever, right? If some part of you was like, oof, I don't know if I could do that, right? If there's some part of you that feels resistance, that's the work that you have to work on because you're allowed to be visible and human, right? You don't have to be perfect while, stepping into greatness. Powerful and evolving, right? You are a woman who is powerful and evolving, and you get to be visible. But if something along the way you learned that being seen meant being perfect, of course your body resists it, right? And typically, if you're chasing perfectionism or really struggling with things have to be perfect in order for me to finally put myself out there, that is a success blocker. That's a limiting belief that's going to subconsciously hold you back, right? You're going to always find ways not to be seen because you're waiting to be perfect. You're waiting for perfect conditions, the perfect talk, the perfect stage, the perfect social media platform, the perfect. But perfection doesn't really exist, right? But that success blocker, that limiting belief was created somewhere in childhood. So consciously, you're like, I know it doesn't have to be perfect to be visible and to be seen. But again, that nervous system is like, mm-mm. Nope, this is not safe for you to be, putting yourself out there without that perfection. So somewhere along the line in your childhood, you created the idea that in order to be successful or order to feel like you're enough or worthy, that things had to be perfect, or you may be judged for it, or you will fail at something. So somewhere along the lines you created that story, which has protected you. It probably protected you back then, but it doesn't necessarily protect the woman who wants to really expand her brand or expand her life. So safety and visibility doesn't come from more followers, it doesn't come from more validation, it doesn't come from more preparation. It comes from self-trust and boundaries. It comes from emotional regulation. Knowing you can handle discomfort without abandoning yourself. Knowing that you don't have to perform to belong. Knowing you can change your mind publicly. One day you can say this, and the next day you can completely do something different if you wanted to. Knowing that you can be misunderstood and still stand strong. That is leadership. And this is exactly the work we do inside my spaces, whether it's my mastermind, my coaching program, or my community. Inside my leadership and business containers, we're not, obsessing over the algorithms. We are building women who can hold influence without burning it down, who can speak boldly without spiraling out of control, who can grow without disappearing, who can be powerful without becoming hardened. This is nervous system work. This is identity work. This is emotional leadership work. Because once that is built, the strategy that I give my clients, the strategy becomes simple. Visibility becomes inevitable. So if you're listening to this show right now and thinking, yeah, that's me. I know I need to be more visible. I know I want to put myself out there, but some part of me holds myself back, whether it's fear or judgment or comparison or not feeling like what you have to say is enough, right? If you're tired of negotiating with that fear, if you're tired of procrastinating, if you're tired of shrinking when you know you should be expanding, if you know you're meant to lead, but you want to feel solid while doing it, I want to invite you to book a private call with me. Not to convince you of anything, not to pressure you, but to explore whether this level of leadership, the work that I do with my clients, is your next step. So if you're a woman who is ready to feel deeply confident, to stop letting fear run the show, to step into her most visible, unapologetic, powerful self, then that conversation is for you, right? That call is for you, because powerful women don't need more motivation. They need safety in their own authority. So inside of our programs, yes, we give you the business strategy, but we pair that with emotional mastery, self-leadership. We pair that with identity work. Again, the woman behind the brand and the brand. Boom, magic happens. And I get it. Not everyone's ready to work with an elite coach like myself. So if you're not ready for that level yet, but you don't want to do this thing called life and business alone, then I want to encourage you to join Alpha Queens Rising. It is our brand new free community for high achieving women who are learning how to be seen, heard, and expressed without losing themselves. It's where we normalize, right? Expansion without self-abandonment. It's where we normalize ambition without burnout, visibility without performance. You do not have to navigate that pressure, that tension, or that stress alone. Right? So inside Alpha Queens Rising, there's mindset meditations and tracks to help you. There's business and strategy, trainings, free mindset activations. It's a community, and it's not a Facebook community, y'all. Like, I got off Facebook groups. I am so sick and tired of the algorithms and Meta trying to tell me when I can post, when I can't DM, restricting my accounts, when I can comment on people's, information and posts. Like, I'm so sick of playing that game, and so many other incredible coaches are sick and tired of that too. So we are all kind of jumping off of the social media trend and creating other spaces where our community can come together and can rise together. So this is not another Facebook group. This is not going to be a group that you get distracted by or that's filled with negative people. This is not going to serve you ads that's going to take you down, the Amazon train and getting you buy things. Like, that is not what this space is for. This space is purely supportive for you to help you step into your power. So here's what I want you to remember. You don't need to push your way into visibility. You need to feel safe holding your power. Why being seen feels safe, or when being seen feels safe, leadership doesn't feel heavy. It feels inevitable. And powerful women, they don't shrink forever. They pause until their foundation can hold them again. So if this episode hit for you, share it with another woman who needs to hear this too. And if you're ready to stop negotiating with fear and start leading from grounded power, I will see you in the Alpha Queens Rising or on a private call. Ladies, this is your era to step up and to be great, to know, that you are meant for more and actually do something about it. And not because you're forced, but because you finally feel safe enough to build it, to stand in your power, and to hold it. All right, ladies, feel free to subscribe if you are watching this on our YouTube channel, and download our podcast, Iconic Leaderships. You never miss an episode. New episodes are posted every Monday. It's kind of like your morning dose on Monday morning to kick ass, to take names, and, to just really, ground into the woman that you desire to be. So with that, I will see you on another episode of Iconic Leadership. Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Iconic Leadership. If today's conversation activated something within you, make sure you subscribe and share this podcast with women who are ready to rise up too. Leaving a review helps this movement reach more women stepping into their power. This is Iconic Leadership.